Okay, student, let's continue the lesson. The last important topic of this lesson, fisheries. Fisheries, do you know, this is one of the economic activities process, and also it is a flourishing sector. Why it is called as the flourishing sector means when you compare other sector due to the monsoon failure or raw material deficiency, so some other reason, some of the sector not continue that process. But the fishery is not like that. It will always continue process. So that it is called as flourishing sector. And also, in where is the fisheries possible? Mean coastal states of our country is possible. It providing nearly 14 millions of people employment opportunities. So that India is third place in fish production in the world. Which place? Third place. And the third place the fish production, and also the fisheries giving employment opportunity, food supply to our country, and we are exporting some of the foods from our country to neighboring countries or some other country. By the way, we are getting foreign exchange. What is that? Foreign exchange. When we import or export, we are getting foreign exchange. So in this way, the fisher is giving lot of the foreign exchange and employment opportunity and etc. So student, what do you mean by fisheries? Fishery means, I already explained the economic activities. It's one of the flourishing sector and where it is possible, coastal state, and what is doing now, it providing the employment opportunity and food supply to our nation. And by the fisheries, we are getting the foreign exchanges. India is the second place in the fishery, and India's world fish production 3%. 3% giving to our nations. So this is the detail about the fisheries. The fisheries has two important types. One is the marine or sea fishing. Another one is inland or freshwater fishing. What are the two types? Marine or sea fishing. Another one, inland or freshwater fishing. Now, one by one, I explain. First one, marine fishing. Marine fishing, where it is possible. It is possible in coastal areas and also offshore of and sea or oceans. Mostly, this kind of the fishing varies mostly in our country possible means continental shelf area. Continental shelf means it is one of the depth of the ocean. More than 200 meters depth only is possible. So that the marine is possible in continental shelf areas. The next, which Indian state producing our leading producer of marine or sea fishing mean Kerala, and yearly 34.91 lakh ton we are producing from Kerala. So this is a detail or information about of the marine fishing. Marine fishing means it's a coastal area, it is possible, offshore is possible, and where it is catching fish means continental areas, shelf areas, and which is the Indian state producing high means Kerala. Then another importance types of the fisheries, inland or freshwater fisheries. So where it is type of the fishery following in our country mean our water bodies like rivers, lake, pond, tank, canal, etc. So in this area only, this type of the fishery is possible. Which type of that? Inland or freshwater fishery is possible. From this fishery, 50% of total production from this type of fishery only in India producing. Which type? From the rivers, from the lake, from the pond, from the canal, and etc. So which Indian state producing or leading producer of the inland or freshwater fishery? Andhra Pradesh. From Andhra Pradesh and some other state also producing, but inland and freshwater fishing from we are getting 65.77 lakh tons we are producing from inland or freshwater fishing. So, student, fisheries means what? What are the two type of the fisheries? Marine fishing and inland fishing. These are two type of the fishing. So, the last topic of this lesson, major issues faced by farmer in India. In India, farmers and agriculture, what are the problem they are facing during the cultivating any crops in India? One by one, we are listed out. Now, one by one, I explain now. Listen, first one problem small and fragmented land holding. That is, in most of the Indians farmer, that means nearly 67% of Indian farmer has only small area of the land holding. So the small landholders mean they are not producing more. So they are not producing more mean they are not getting more field. This is the first problem faced by farmer. Nearly more less than 1 acre only they are keeping the lands. This is the major problems. One of the major problem Indian farmer they are keeping small land holding. That is the main problem. Second one, high cost of input. When you cultivate any crop, we need a high variety of the seed. But the farmer is very poor. They could not buy any high cost of the seeds. So that this is one of the another important problem of the farmers. And third one, infertile soil. Indian farmer more than 1,000 years ago, we are following same land. So we are not care about the land. So for the reason we won't produce any good yield. They are producing only low production. This is also another reason for major problems of farmer. The next one, fourth one, lack of irrigation. Lack of when you cultivate any crops, what do you first need? Irrigation. The Indian climate and Indian soil, they are not even one. So that they need irrigation. But we are not a sufficient water. So it is also one of the reason lack of irrigation. One third of the crops fall under the irrigation. That means depending the irrigation only. Next one, lack of mechanization. In modern days, we have the well facilities, we are using modern technique, everything. But in our farmer, most of the farmer, they are following traditional method only. By hands only, they are using, plugging the land, then machine and equipments also, they are using very simple manner. So it is also one of the reason. Next is soil erosion. Soil erosion means, by the wind, by the water, the soil erosion happen. When the soil erosion happen in the particular soil, mean the fertile soil carry to another place. The particular soil never produce a more yield. So this is the another process. The next one, agriculture marketing. After cultivate or after harvest any crops by the farmer, they need a good market. But market in middleman and some of the traditional local traders, they are asked the more demand and sold in the market. It is also one of the faces by the Indian farmer. The next two important problems. Inadequate storage facilities. The recently we have heard the news about the Indians farmer what their problem when they sold the paddy in the Tamil Nadu district. During the rainy time they wasted all the paddies. So what is the reason? They have no adequate storage place. So for the reason immediately after the harvest they in low prices they sold in the market. So it is one of the problem by the farmers. Next, inadequate transport. India, the most of the Indians are villages. The village farmer, after the producing, they want to sold in the market. They need a transport. The transport not available, not connect the important cities. So it is also another reason. The final phase problem of the farmers in India, scarcity of the capital. If you want cultivate any crops in our country, we need a high capital. But Indian farmer, most of the Indian farmer is very poor. They could not invest any capitals in our agriculture field. Agriculture, when you can cultivate any crops in our country, we need more agriculture, more capitals. If the capitals need only, we can improve our agriculture. But Indian farmer in the condition, most of the farmers in India very low. Okay, so student, this is the major issues faced by farmers in India. So what are the topic we have done so far in this lesson? First one, what is the topic? Components of the agriculture. First soil, So what do you mean by soil? Types of the soil. Next, crops, two types of the crop, cash crop and fruit crop. What are the I list out? The next types of the farming. What are the types of farming? Subsistence farming, mixed farming, and some other farming. Then irrigation. Irrigation, three type of the irrigation. What are the three type of the irrigation? Do you know? Canal irrigation, well irrigation, tank irrigation. Do you know very well? Then and also canals are further divided into two types, the tube and the open, some other also. And next one, livestock. Then livestock meaning I said that. Then what are the important livestock in your countries? The next one, fisheries, and then dairy, meat, wool production, everything I explained. So student, from the topics, any question they will ask you from this topic, like interior question or a textual question ask, you want prepare once again thoroughly in this lesson. Okay, you understand?